Another thing I recommend to everyone is use a checklist in your trading. I'm actually an instrument pilot myself, and generally speaking, the commercial aircraft industry has a phenomenally great track record in terms of safety. Now, pilots, and I know this firsthand, even if they've been a pilot and have maybe, let's say, 20, 30 years worth of experience, maybe thousands of hours of experience, they always use a checklist. All right, so pilots always use a checklist. All right, so the same, and you can see that pilots use multiple checklists throughout all the different portions of their flight. Even before they get in a plane, they're doing a pre-flight check of the aircraft to make sure it's airworthy. And of course, these checklists are going to depend on which aircraft they're flying and so on. But all pilots use a checklist. All right, so my point here is traders should use a checklist as well. All right, so what you want to do is minimize your mistakes. As traders, occasionally, we're all going to make a mistake once in a while. The main thing is make sure that mistake does not cost you a lot of money, or preferably eliminate the mistakes. So one thing I recommend is just a sample of a checklist you could use before you get into a trade. One, is there any pending news coming out? Do we have an employment report coming out in the next 5 minutes or anything like that? This morning we had the unemployment claims report, for example. All right, so next thing, have I met my conditions for entering a trade? Next one is, am I choosing the correct instrument to trade in? Do I have the current contract? In the futures, we have a rollover, so make sure that you're trading the current contract. Have you chosen an ATM strategy? ATM is a term within NinjaTrader identifying a template that you can set up to identify where your stops and profit targets are placed once you enter a trade. Have I selected the correct account to trade? Okay, so you don't want to, well, let's say you want to trade live, but you've chosen a sim account, and let's say you make 10 points or however many points you make on the trade, only to find out that you've been trading your sim account rather than your live account, or vice versa. Number 6, position size. Very, very important. In fact, I will contend that this area of position sizing is one of the biggest, most important parts of your trading. It really has a lot to do with your risk management. All right, number 7, think. One thing I try to do before I press the button to enter a trade, just kind of take a second to make sure that I covered all my bases, and that this is something that I have identified all the criteria for my entry point into the trade. All right, so after I get done trading at the end of the day, make sure that I don't have any open positions. If my intention is to be flat, I want to make sure I don't have any open positions. So you can look at the NinjaTrader platform. There's a tab called Positions. You can see if you have any open positions. Cancel any pending orders. Also, with NinjaTrader, you can set your platform to global simulation mode. That way, it's not going to do anything, not going to do any trades on your behalf or execute any orders that may be sitting out there, except in simulation mode. Also, in the NinjaTrader platform, there's a very good facility for backing up all of your NinjaTrader things like your ATM strategies, your log files, your trace files, any custom indicators that you have loaded. You can back that up within NinjaTrader. I recommend doing that at least once a week.